Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've got a very fruitful evening talking about handball. What I'd like to discuss this morning is the cooperation between defense and goalkeepers. I mentioned yesterday already that a goalkeeper is actually a poor guy if he's not got a defense that's working for him. And for me, the big part of the preparation of the goalkeeper is just showing my defense that I'm ready to work for you for the success of the team and make my defense ready to work for me. Because it will work, and I will have as a goalkeeper a lot of benefits from that cooperation. Before we start, I actually mention one person that was very important, is still very important to me in playing handball. Funny, it's not a handball coach, but it's my wife. She lives with me for a long time, and it's not so obvious to live for a long time with such a crazy guy as I am. And she's a beautiful lady, she's well educated, she loves me. And so from time to time I've got a feeling I have to pay something back. So I go to shopping with her. And I like if she's shopping apparel or shoes or something like that, because I'm very happy if she'd like to be pretty for me, and I really like that. But from time to time we get to shopping foods or vegetables. It's such a frustrating experience for me. We are going to shop onions, you know. If I go to shop onions, I get in the store, grab the first bag of onions, go to the cash. It's a story of about 10 seconds. Huh? And if I go to shop onions with my wife, sometimes I got a feeling I'd like to kill her, you know. Because we need 5 onions. And we spent approximately 15 minutes there. Because she is sure she has to get the best onions they've got in the store. And unfortunately, they've got approximately 365 onions in the box. And she's trying to get the best 5 of that box. So I'm running there. Oh yeah. She wants to get the best onions. Maybe you're asking, what does it to do with handball? It may be complicated, but it's not. Everybody heard about Hicks' law, or Hicks-Hyman law. Some English and American psychologists have been just trying to get the idea how people decide. And the point is that the more options you have to select from, the more time you spend on decision making. Simply like that. There are some theories behind that, rather complicated, and some logarithmic relation, but it doesn't play a role for us. The simple thing is that if you've got more options to select from, it will take a longer time to select, to make the decision. It's the same for the onions and the same for handball as well. It counts for the goalkeeper. We mentioned yesterday that if I've got a lot of options in the goal, if I have to select from all 4 corners where to go, it will take a long time. If I'm able to limit the number of options, I will be faster in my decision making. I'm not talking now about my motion, I'm talking just about decision making. And that's one of the most important things that counts for handball, for the cooperation with the defense. Typical problem for the goalkeeper is if the attacking player is going this direction and you got a defending player somewhere here, and when the player is moving this way, when he's somewhere here and the defending player is not moving, so actually you see the ball from this side. If the guy is moving here, you see the ball from the other side. This transition is extremely important and extremely difficult for the goalkeeper, because we are looking on the ball from one side of the defending player, then he's going behind the defending player, you don't see the movement, you don't see the ball, and then he goes out on the other side. You actually have, in this transition, you have to change the 3 meters on the goal that the ball comes from the other side, which makes the timing very complicated. So it would be fine to cooperate with the defense in that way, that if the guy is going like that, you see the ball all the time before the defending player. Very similar situation is from the wing position. In the goal we are trying to estimate the point where the wing player will shoot. It's depending on your defending player how he's moving and limiting the space. We've got rules, we've got some estimation how the referee could handle the situation if the defending player is moving very fast to the corner. But the point is, it's much easier if the player stops here and you can estimate from the goal when the throwing point will be, as if he's continuing one more step and make here an impact in the movement. Because you estimate the wing player to come here, he's got a body check and he's flying here and shooting from here. You move to that point, the short post is free. Some years ago, especially Russian wings have been playing that on purpose. Just not going in the first phase for the shot. They went for the contact with the defending player. Being thrown on the first post and shoot a short one. It's extremely difficult for the goalkeeper. So what we are trying is to limit the number of options you've got as a goalkeeper, what everything you have to cover. Very interesting it is from backcourt, because if the defending player is somewhere like here and the backcourt player is going to shoot, you've got very nice opportunity just to use all this time for your selection process. When he's got a ball and he's somewhere here on his pathway, you already can pre-select all information you've got about these players. Is he tall? Is his normal pathway to the center, or is he able to go against the throwing arm as well? Is he able to shoot from the jump or just from running? So you probably instructed your defending player how to behave in this situation before. So you can already in this situation just check if the cooperation you negotiate with before the game is okay, if the defending player is acting according to the rules you defined. So in this situation you still can organize the defending player to step out or to stay compact on the line. You know in this phase the information about all the throws before in this situation from this type of movement. If he's moving somewhere here, you just check it once more. You are checking the distance to the defending player. You can already deselect if he's able from this position jump, and if the distance to defending player fits according to your expectation. You can see other players coming, or the wing coming, which you have to see through peripheral vision. So you can estimate if he's really gonna shoot, or if there's another action that could happen on the field. According to that, you can instruct the other defending player, or you have to instruct them. By the way, it's one of the most complicated things for a goalkeeper to switch over the perception and the concentration, even in this situation that could take 1.5 seconds to come from here to the shoot here. Several times in this phase to switch over the concentration, check your defense, instruct the defending player to go with the wing or this one to step out. And during all the time to have the highest priority to follow the ball. Not so easy. Okay, but anyway, in this situation you already could deselect some situation that could happen if this player would go here, or if he would go here. There are, fortunately for the goalkeeper, there are not so many players as Nikola Karabatic or Duvňák who can do everything from each position of the court. A huge amount of the players are just using one timing, one typical pathway that fits their timing, synchronization of their movement. You know all of that before. So that one important thing that already here you probably said, okay, he's not running more to the center, this would not happen. This would not happen. So all the situation he can solve here, you can actually sort out. If he's coming here very close to the defense, and the defense maybe came one step out, you already selected at least 40% of options this player has got. And in the last phase, you are just taking in account the pathway, the running speed, which result very often in the power of the jump, and it means the time he's got available in the air to fake or to wake or to watch you. And you take in account your defending player. His position, if he's positions against the body, or if he's positions against the throwing arm. If he's playing passive or he's going out and playing an active block against the defending player, you connect it with the motion of the throwing arm of that player, and you deselect another option he's got. Because I mentioned yesterday, one of the most complicated things for a human is to change my behavior or my moving patterns. And timing is a very crucial parameter of the moving patterns. To move timing of my movement is extremely complicated. There are not a lot of players who are able to change the timing of the throwing arm. It's very typical. Very often it's more complicated for the keeper to read the throwing arm of the left-handed players. I don't know, they are somewhere different. But with right-handed players, it's actually not so complicated mostly. And there are not so many players who can make it here very slowly, here very fast, throw just from the wrist. It's not so easy. Especially here in the backcourt, where you need the full power of your body complex to make a shot. So actually at this point, when the shooting player is in close distance to the defense, you normally sort it out about maybe 70% of the options he's got from his whole repertoire. If he's acting okay, your defending player, if he sets him slightly under pressure, and what I mean setting under pressure is for me not fouling or something like that. Just again, play with the time and make a time pressure here. If he's stepping out or he's going out with the block, so he's shortening the time this guy has available to variate his timing, to prolong his jump, to look at you and see if you are moving or not in the goal. In that situation, it really happens very often that there's only one or two options for the shooter how to shoot. And again, I don't talk so much about the corner in the goal. Much more important for me is just to follow the movement and just be able to read and to synchronize to the timing of the throwing arm. So that's how it works for the goalkeeper. But can we change it to the slide up there? Thank you. Similar counts for the field players as well. How many players of your team are able to decide very precisely according to the changing situation on the court? Just handle all the situations if it change, just to take the right decision. All of them? Half of them? One or two of them? You could be happy if you've got two. It's my experience. Players who you never set really under pressure that they make a bad decision or a technical fault. So that's what the old game is about. Just to take away the options in the shooting phase, but prepare or even open more options in the decision-making phase so that your opponent fail in the decision-making. It's not so easy, but it's really working. You see it when the players make an offensive foul or they just walking because they've got a very short time for decision, but there are so many options, they are not able to process it correctly. You see it even on top level, really. When you go to the videos, I tell them to stop. Okay, there was a bad played pass, very low, so the player on the right side just have to concentrate on receiving the ball. And you see the central defending player immediately goes out and takes away the only obvious solution that was for the left-handed player there to play the pass to the number 4 that's coming to the center. If you proceed, it run within. We'll stop it once again when the pass comes to the right. Let it go still. Stop. You now see the bad pass. The number 4 is coming to the center. And the central back anticipates that and knows, okay, in the bad pass, she's got no opportunity to perceive the field correctly. She has to concentrate on the ball. When she gets in the ball, let it go. Stop. What happened? Number 4 is covered by the central back. So the easy opportunity is away. I've got many options with the ball. I can play the number 3, which is rather dangerous because there are 2 defending players who can interfere. I can shoot because actually I'm free now in 8.5 meters. Or I can break through to the center, which he tries. Let it run. Stop. You know, then we actually 3 defending players who could interfere into the space, but the space was open visually. But to process the information took so long time that she's been walking. So you actually don't need to interfere or to make a foul all the time. You just have to expose the opponent to the situation. It's rather difficult for him to process mentally. And you see the good teams playing that on purpose, just selecting a special player on the opponent's side and say, okay, I set him in a so difficult situation that he will fail. Young players, unexperienced players, players who didn't have so much success in this game, so they feel not confident, they feel insecure. Or players who are not so perfectly skilled technically that the chance they will make some failure is much higher. It's one of the of this model that make handball so interesting, because actually you can play a very clean defense without much contact, without much fouls, without many exclusions, just to prepare a situation that's so demanding for the opponent that the opponent will make a lot of failures. You see some of the situation in the yesterday match of France against Austria. In my opinion, France is one of the best prepared team on the technical level or the tactical level, and then feeling the space, feeling the timing and space, a correlation. And it's really a hard job to play against friends on that level. Because as I mentioned, Inge told it yesterday, humans tend to have fixed patterns, fixed sequences, how to handle the common situation, the general situation in life, on the field as well. If you are not flexible enough, having a huge portfolio of moving patterns that are automated, and you can just focus and allocate all your mental capacity to the perception and to decision making, you are lost against France. You are lost in situations like that. Because if the situation becomes more demanding, you take a bigger capacity of your mind to solve it, and obviously you don't have time enough to solve it correctly very often. Very often. So this is a typical example. Walking, there could be a shot from 8.5 meters, which in my opinion wouldn't be successful, because it will be a shot from second or third option, just considering the cross pass and the breakthrough, and then I'm not sure, I've got a feeling I'm free, so I'm throwing. But the goalkeeper has perfect perception, can see the moving arm all the way. It's rather unfortunate if an opponent plays such a defense against you, because it's extremely frustrating. And it's very nice for the goalkeeper, because mostly there are a lot of open space, so you can follow and you can perceive your opponent the whole pathway before he's shooting, which is very nice for you synchronizing your movement in the goal to the movement of the shooting player, which is very convenient. You've got a lot of shots from 9.5 meters that are not perfect. They are just so, okay, pass to the line, no, so I shoot. Relatively easy for the goalkeepers. Okay, you've got a lot of shots from breakthrough or something like that. But if I talk about a lot of shots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but mostly you can't win a match with five goals scored, you know. So it's just about what we discussed yesterday. If you've got a goalkeeper who's able just to not be frustrated by having goals scored from a breakthrough from line several times, and he can concentrate on the distance shots, on these shots from the open space, you actually won if you play such a defense. If the team, of course, is prepared enough just to make the right moving, faking, covering the space, going back again. Similar situation is an element that is not so commonly used, and I'm pretty sure it must be very successful, maybe not at an absolutely top level against Nikola Karabatic, but against 99% of the players. If the defending players just make a step out or goes with the hand to the ball, just to make the attacking play to secure the ball, and they go to step back again. And there are a lot of players, even on an international level, who just need to secure the ball. They lose step, they lose the dribble, and they lose time. And then, when they get a ball and look up, all pathways for the pass are covered. You can play a very nice game on that. Let's step to the next video. It's a video from the finals of women teams, and we see the final phases of Norway. Stop. We can see that Norway is trying just to make the center of the court very compact. And of course, sometimes happened that the wing is open. But we are talking about, look at the time, the last 13, 14 minutes of the game, where most of the players are rather tired. If the players are tired, they tend to stick to the most obvious, most comfortable situation. There are not so many, from the goalkeeper point of view, there are not so many players who can perfectly decide in the last 10 minutes of the game. If you've got them on your team, you are happy. But there are not so many players that can do that. Because the game is so demanding that the perception is going worse. The processing of the information is getting worse, and the decision making is getting worse. The fine movement coordination is getting worse as well. So to handle demanding situation in the last 10 minutes of the game is a really hard job. So very often, if you just prevent the center and make the center very compact, and select one on the player of the wings where the goalkeeper say, okay, I've got a very good feeling against him, it's a situation that you really have got better odds on at the end. Okay, play. You've seen that? Stop. Again, that's exactly what we mentioned before. Now, the defense stayed compact. Left-handed player getting the feeling, okay, I've got no opponent, I'm not under pressure, I come up to 8.5 meters, actually with a free hand to throw, but a very compact defense, which is rather easy for the goalkeeper to read and to behave according to that. On the left side, it's not played there. They actually play, if you look on the defense, they concentrate maybe on 30% of the 6-meter line. Because the opponent doesn't dare to use the side. Look on the matches very, very often. If you come to the end of the match, the weaker team is playing to the center. Because the players got a feeling, okay, from the center there is more space and the angle is more comfortable for me. More comfortable, yes, in the perception, but mostly no more successful. Okay, let it go. You'll see how they try to solve it over the side. Stop. No, it wasn't the right. Let it go once more. Stop. You see, now obviously they've got discussion in the team that they've got free space on the side of the court. She tries from this situation, which in my opinion could be successful in the first half from beginning from the match, but it starts to be rather hard from not so great angle against goalkeeper who is very self-confident in the situation. Run. Stop. Now you can see, I don't now talk about refereeing or something like that, but I'm talking about the wing player coming from here, and she's got actually the option to jump here, but the defending player coming from the center to the side just limits the pathway and the jump to go in this direction. So she actually steals the wing player all this space and makes her to shoot from here, which is of course easier for the goalkeeper. The question all the time in this situation is behavior of the defending player, which I'm very open now. He or she has to take in account how the referees have been considering this situation in this very match, because it's changing. We all know that it's changing. It's not so stable. It's one of the problems we've got in handball, because the situations are so extremely difficult for the referees. Was the contact here, was it still okay, or was it too much pushing, or was it the step into the movement, it's been too long, too dangerous? I don't talk about that, I talk about the facts we have. But this is the point, that defending player stole at least 2 meters of the angle from the wing players. Run the video, please. Yeah. Stop it, please, once more. You could see, and it's one of the points, that the wing player very early after the jump went down with the throwing arm. 2 reasons for that, in my opinion, is physical stress, or she's tired, and the mental stress. One of the things that you observe very carefully as a goalkeeper is where the throwing arm is, especially in the wing players. If the throwing arm is here as a left-handed, the player can actually shoot everything. They can wait, shoot over your head, they can wait long and shoot the long post. From here he can shoot the short post as well. Maybe the only thing that you can't do from this ball handling is the spin on the short post, because for the spin you need to go with your arm down. But actually, if you keep the ball like that, about 85 to 90% of the space is open for you. So it's very inconvenient for the goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper now has many options he has to cover. But at the moment the throwing arm goes down, if the throwing arm is here, where you can shoot, some ideas? From here. Okay, long, middle height. If you follow long down or under the feet, from here you can't anymore shoot over the head. Over the head, ladies, over the head. Okay, on the long post, over the shoulder, yes, but not over the head. You can't shoot from this position short up, never. You can't shoot short middle height, never. Maybe if you follow down, you can make the spin on the short down. But actually, if you do movement like that, you yourself just sorted out about 40% of the space where you can shoot. If you do it very early in your movement, you make it easier for the goalkeeper. Just make him ready for that. Yes! Because she knows exactly. At the moment when she's been tired, not jumping high because she was afraid of the defending player. Just making a short jump, and after jump going with the hand here, she's lost. She's lost. Again, a goalkeeper who feels very confident. So that's the point. And a good goalkeeper is working with his own energy, with the energy of the attacking players. The good goalkeeper perceives exactly if the player is jumping up. He perceives exactly where the throwing arm is located. There are not so many players able to play in the last 10 minutes to jump high and keep the ball here. On the top level men, there are not so many who can do that. That's what I see in the goal. Yeah. So that's another point that's extremely important. Let it run, please. Okay, it's just the confidence things like that. Stop. Now you see the France's managed to open the gap, but still the left wing is extremely free, you see. That's what we discussed about being tired and being able to perceive and to change, to decide and to select from many options. It would be obvious just to play the pass to the lane. It's too late. Now from this position it's pretty hard. They run. Okay. Easy, no? Okay, so actually in the end it was exactly the game like that. The goalkeeper was that one perceiving the best and treating the defense and how the options of the opponent are going down because the opponent is tired, he's under pressure because he needs a goal. He's got a goalkeeper who is very self-confident. If you are self-confident in the goal, there are not so free spaces in the goal behind you. You just... And the opponent who is tired, is under pressure, who's seen your success before, is just multiplicating. So you see at the end, she actually in some situation didn't need to save in the breakthrough in the middle, where the player under stress just plays a bounce ball, but it's bounced over the goal. No time just to see that, to decide carefully. It's a game that's extremely interesting, extremely rewarding for the goalkeeper. There is one hitch. You have to work pretty hard for that for a long time to get on a level like that. Because you have to use to set your opponent under pressure all the time, in every situation. What we discussed yesterday about 10,000 hours is exactly that. To behave or to stay in your comfort zone doesn't work. You have to go over the borders of your comfort zone, and you have to bring your opponent out of his comfort zone. Then you will feel secure in that situation. Is that it? Okay, can we switch to the last video, which are the situations from men finals. Andreas Wolf. Stop. Will you find something ridiculous on this picture, on the defense? No idea? Look on the defending player, on the wing players. They are very often acting backwards. And that enables them to compress the defense to the side of the ball and prevent the wrong pass, or to make it complicated at least. So again, to make the opponent insecure, the player who's been used to play here the number 5, to play a long cross pass to the wings, are now getting afraid because I see he's seen me. He's taking care of this pass, so probably the risk readiness to play the pass is lowered, so I still keep playing in the center again. So in my opinion, just this position of the defending player makes attack to play more in the center. Don't go for the risky pass that will take the defense apart. Okay, let's go. It was easy now. Stop. Extremely good angle, right? As a first action in the game, is actually comfortable. The point is that, in my opinion, Thomas decided before starting the action to go for the long shot. You can see actually Wolf is not positioning according to the ball. She's already going with the play to the long. The short post is actually open. You can see it's small, but the ball in Thomas' hand, and the place on the short middle height is open. But he don't dare to try that. Okay, run. Stop. In my opinion, the first shot of Thomas was rather one of the decisive moments of the game. Just building up the confidence of Wolf, you know. And in that situation with the line player, I think that is extremely important is, and we'll show it in the practice later on, as a defending player, in which direction you leave the line player turn around. Because it's rather easy for a right-hander when he's positioned in the center to turn like that and follow the movement with your throwing arm. From that movement, you very often have the opportunity to jump up, to gain some time, to play with your playing arm, to look on the goalkeepers. If you are forced to turn on the other side, or just to go away, it will again limit the time you've got and improve the odds for the goalkeeper. Because if you make movement like that, you can't jump too high. You are trying to gain some space to the side or to get your throwing arm free, but you can't jump too high. So you are losing time. You are set under time pressure because you can't play with the arm or look on the goalkeeper too much or vary your timing. You have to get rid of the ball in a very short time, which makes it complicated from that move to shoot here low balls. You can try it over the head. Okay, the short pose is clear, that's obvious what he will try. Yeah, the problem is that we mentioned that Wolf is over 2 meters with a huge arm span. So he actually, if he decides for the correct positioning, he don't need to move sideways so much. He's perfectly there. It's rather difficult. So for me, it's perfect. Okay, they've got some mistake. They open the gap, but in the last phase, perfect behavior from the defending player. Don't lead the line play, open the arm on his side. Just go this direction. Okay, run it. Stop. Again, as on the other side with Thomas. No? If you've got a goalkeeper who feels confidence from the wing position, it breaks so much, because you can play the defense very compact in the center. Okay, it could be risky. If the wing player had a good day, so he build up his confidence and open the defense and insecure. But if it's running like that, it's really nice. And again, the defending wing player on the other side, backwards, just seeing what's happening with the goal or with the ball, being ready to help on one side, on the other side, which is pretty nice. Again, it pushed the opponent to play over the center then. Okay, let's run it. Again, you've seen that. You try. Can you stop it? Okay. Again, the problem is if you've got a goalkeeper like him, he's pretty tall. He's really pretty tall. He's huge. So probably the wing players don't feel confident. If I jump high, I can jump over his head or over his hand. So they try to jump into the center. And it's the same, it's the old story we already discussed. If you try to jump very wide to the center, you lose the height of your throwing arm. You go with the throwing arm to the side. So again, you can forget the short post and the guy in the goal just following your arm. And okay. It's a dream start, of course, for a goalkeeper. Stop. Okay, you see that? Try to get very wide to the center. Already now, the throwing guy is falling down. He can't get it up anymore because he's already falling. He came wide to the center, but he's already falling. perfect defense from Fate, because he takes care not to step into the area to be penalized. Just making the step, controlling the line, and show the referee, I don't touch him, I don't push him, anything like that. Because he's pretty sure Thomas will fail on his own because he sets himself under pressure. Okay, run it. Okay. That's exactly that point. So I'm going down, it's over. Huge winkle. Stop it. You see the score. It's incredible. With two best teams, actually. To the point, what you can do in the goal, just destroy the confidence of your opponent. Because actually, if you just observe the game, the Spaniards played nice. They opened a lot of very nice chances. Unfortunately, no success. The less success you have, the deeper you get. Okay, let's run it. It was an easy one for him in that shape. Stop. Okay, so try again the cross pass to the wing. Actually, very nice opportunity. Golf is running from that side, which is rather demanding from the correct positioning. But again, in my opinion, in that situation, or in 35th minute with 7 goals scored, it's more about the attacking player. I already doubt I can have success. That's very difficult situation. Okay, let it run. Stop. That's exactly the movement we discussed before. Actually, if the line player could be able to jump up to the center, he could have much better chance jumping high, gaining time, taking the goalkeeper with the throwing arm up, and then to this side, over the head, or both sides here, could be free. But being tackled like that, he just goes for the most easy solution, goes away of the defending player, but making the angle more complicated for himself with the 2-meter guys standing there. Okay, run it. It's just perfect. Stop. Just look at the score again. 45 minutes, under 10 goals of Spain. Being pushed away with two tall guys there, it's really difficult. It's already in the phase where the frustration is so high that you seldom find a guy who can just turn the match at the moment. Maybe some genius as, I don't know, Ivano Valic or a place like that who are sometimes able just to build up the confidence and just take the team with on the success road, but it's extremely difficult. Okay, let it run. Exactly, foul. It's nothing working anymore, no? Actually, a very nice game. That's it. Stop. It's exactly what we discussed before. What options he has as an attacking player. He jumped off all. Actually not. I will explain from my point of view as a goalkeeper. He actually jumped early. He wasn't jumping at 6.5 meters, something like that. He jumped off about at 7.5 or 8 meters, right? You agree? Yeah, okay. So to get through, he can't go up because it would probably be too slow. They would close the gap. You have to jump forwards, right? You agree? Okay. If he jumps forwards from that situation, you can't forget the short post. If you're jumping forward with your hand here, you can't shoot on the short post. Never. If you're a genius or a wing player, maybe you can jump and make the spin. Maybe. Or if you are a genius or wing player, maybe you can make the over the head. But as a backcourt player, from that position, jumping right with the hand and actually flying low, not jumping high, you never shoot on the shot. Say I as a goalkeeper, 1,000 years before. Yeah. So actually, he can try, okay, maybe hard over the head, maybe below the feet, but 60–70% long, because it's the most easy one. He has no time to go away and try the shot. He's already landing. It's my opinion. So actually, because he jumped off very early, the direction where he's jumping into is given, is fixed. And that's exactly what we discussed here. He's jumping from here, jumping this direction. For the goalkeeper, it's easy because he's positioned here and he goes up against him. There's no sideways movement where the goalkeeper has to move sideways as well. That's the most demanding issue. That's what builds you confidence, because you are actually correctly positioned. It's the most difficult part of your job if the player is going sideways, that you have to move with him and stay during all the flight in the center of the winkle, covering the most space. But if he's going straight against you, it's a rather easy job. Okay, you don't save all the time, but it's really just from the execution, it's a rather easy job. You just try straight against him and try to cover as much space as you can. Okay, can you jump back to the video? So it's my opinion that he doesn't got all options open, but it's just my vision. Okay, run it. Okay, so it's something more, no? You see the body language of the players. Really frustrating. I jumped to the beginning and we let it run through once more without my talking, without my interfering. Just you can perceive how frustrating it is for the opponent if you got a goalkeeper like that in the game. I'm sorry, I've got different schedule from you. I've got a schedule for you up to 9, up to 10. Sorry for that. So, or from you, I don't know. Okay, the frustrating issue is, as an opponent, you see all this video when you play the German team next time. So you'll be rather scared before the game starts. Okay, so Peter, I'm sorry for that, but my papers I can show you. So I'm counting on that. I will win the time in the next session. Sorry for being too long. It's my problem if I talk about goalkeepers that you shoot me away because I try to press in 40 minutes what I got a feeling I helped in the last 30 years. So thanks you for your attention. Thank you.